Hey everyone, first there was the C64 Mini. Well, technically you had things like the NES Mini, SNES Mini, Atari Flashbacks and all that stuff, but still, C64 Mini, you have that. But now, we have, dun 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 dun, I guess, the A500 Mini, which is far too big for the desk, I guess. Yes. This came in today, and I was gonna wait till Sunday to have its own DRS video, but why wait till Sunday? I'm gonna give it its own device review special, its own DRS video, needless to say. So yes, the A500 Mini with the Zool, the worm, and angry monster teeth going, nom 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 nom, or whatever. It's probably from a game that I do know or do not know, but oh well, we'll figure it out as we go along. Yes. The A500 Mini then. You'll note it'll say the A500 Mini as opposed to the Amiga 500 Mini. There's no mention of the words Amiga or Commodore anywhere because, well, much like the C64 Mini, I'm guessing it has something to do with the licensing and such. And it's made by the good folks at Retro Games, probably the same people behind the C64 Mini. So yeah, 25 Amiga games. Jeux Amiga. AC adapter not included. Great. Well, it's one of those common things with like batteries, which not included, but oh well. So there's that. So now, how could I put it politely? None of us Americans know about the Commodore Amiga, or at the very least, because this is a British computer to my understanding, and I have no knowledge whatsoever other than some YouTube videos that I have seen from other people, particularly, people like some game reviewer of the lazy type and some guru named Larry and who knows what, and I'm guessing some other 8-bit guy, I don't know, but anyway, so yeah, this, I know some people have gotten theirs already. I pre-ordered this in January and it just came in today, so it took me at least about 5 months or so that I have waited for this thing, but yeah. And of course, it's rated T for teen, which is gonna be a tough sell for people of today and knowledge of computers and whatnot, but who knows. So yeah, this is what we see in the box. This is what it looks like. And you get these two peripherals. Hopefully you do get them. So there's that. So, oh man, how am I gonna do this with this limited space on my desk? Oh well, I'm gonna have to, I don't know, figure out my tripod options. But anyway, hope you're ready for motion sickness. So here we go. What we have on the side, the features, characteristics. It emulates the Amiga 500, 600, and 1200. That's great. OCS, ECS, and AGA. None of that stuff I'm familiar with, but oh well, who knows. Save and resume game functions, which is great. It has a picture of a floppy disk. Via USB, add your own games, update the firmware, and connect your own devices, which is great. And of course, the picture of USB. 50-60 Hz in 720p via HD via HDMI. And usually by default is 1080p, but oh well. But at least it's not 4K. Well, that's good. Multiple scaling options and CRT filter. Yes, scanline CRT filters. That's just what we want, right? I guess. Console, it's in languages it includes. It's in English, it's in Francais, it's in Italiano, it's in Dutch, it's Espanol, and PL, I'm guessing Portuguese. I would have to say Portuguese. Probably, I don't know, mainland Portugal, because I don't think the Amiga has ever made in Brazil. And of course, the software is in English, which is good. More on this side. Contents continue the A500 Mini, which is great. A 2-button USB mouse, which I'm looking forward to it. 8-button USB gamepad, USB-C power, and HDMI cable, but not the freaking power adapter. Oh well, let's sort this tripod back into the desk and rearrange the camera a little bit. That's sorted. So there's that. Box upside down. This is what the back looks like. The A500 Mini. And yes, this is what stuff is on the back, which is good. And we got more stuff on this. Good job. Attention, please read the enclosed documentation before use. Okay, I'll be able to do that if I can read. unlike a certain Mado, not mentioning any names, designed in the UK, made in China. China? Yeah, I made that country up. China. I meant to say China. Designed in the UK, made in China. Yeah, I'm not surprised there. 2021 retro game. So this thing's been A500 mini, blah, 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 blah. So this thing's been out for a year or so. And I'm just getting it today. That's good. Attention, yeah, my French is rusty anyway. Manufacturer Rich Co. and stuff. And yes, more stuff. Koch Media or Coke Media or Incorporated 900 Larkspur Landing Circle, California. I gotta look that up. There's the FCC logo. There's this logo. Retrogames.biz. And that website exists to this very day. And they're the ones behind the C64 and this thing. And of course, by Quanto. I don't know who these people are. And yeah, nor do I care enough to know. Oh well. And of course, the HDMI logo. So one thing left to do is look in the back and see what we get. 25 classic games, Amiga games included. Jeux Amiga Classiques inclus, and all that stuff. Oh, we got all these games. Got Another World. In America, we call that Out of This World. There's Zool, Worms. Yes, the director's cut of Worms. Pinball Dreams, Simon the Sorcerer, The Sentinel, Cadaver, Speedball, all those games are getting included. Oh, that's where that this Alien Breed. I think I've played. I may have played some Alien Breed game on Steam. I could be wrong. Oh well. There's Dragon's Breath, Stunt Car Racer, Battle Chess, F-16 Combat Pilot, another Alien Breed game, Kickoff 2, Paradroid 90, and all these games. And oh, there's California games. I'm looking forward to that one. Oh, it has a new feature called WHD Load. Load your own WHD load package games via USB. And there's this guy, his name is Lester from Out of This World, or Another World in this case. Oh, the A500 Mini is compatible with hundreds of classic Amiga games. Game must be legally obtained. Aw, man, that's going to be a tough one. And of course, again, rated T for teen and all that stuff. Well, can't put it off any longer. Let's go ahead and open up this thing and do our very best how we're going to do with limited space I have on the desk. I mean, granted, I could have done it somewhere else, but dang it, I want the desk aesthetic. And here we go. Oh, and not very good opening, so there it is. Oh, there's the thing. Let's get rid of the plastic, put it to, oh, you know what we do. There we go. There's the thing itself. We will come back to that eventually. Ooh, excuse me. Now here's the best part I was looking for. The A500 Mini Quick Guide. Guia Rapida. And I don't know how to pronounce that. And pretty much the same thing. Yep, I can't pronounce that either. It's a user manual. What more would you expect? Let's look at more stuff. Something I have noticed. It just popped out. A piece of red paper. That's all I've always wanted. A piece of red paper. Have that for your backdrop. And yes, we know what we do with boxes. There we go. Let's take out this one first. Let's take a look at the controller, which, if I know how to get to this, I don't know how to open a box. If I don't know how to open a box, I guess I'll never learn how to open box. So there we go. Let's pull her out. Oh man, it looks like a long cable. Oh, here's the extra bit. Gotta tear it up. There we go. More tearing it up and throwing stuff on the side of the desk as well as the box. You might have heard that. Yep. Regular USB, USB-C, and they don't give you the power adapter, which is great. Or in this case, a power brick, which is of course a brick that gives out power. So here's the controller, pull it out of its plastic. And here's what the controller looks like, the A500 Mini. Now we have the D-pad. Good D-pad. I mean, not the best, of course. It's a very good responsive D-pad, but hey, I felt worse. And this pretty much falls in the middle, at least in my opinion. It's you know, it'll get you by. That's all I can say. It'll just get you by in terms of gaming. You got a menu button and a home button and A, B, X, Y. Now, buttons are good. Trigger buttons are also good. Good clickiness. And nothing on the back other than stuff. Now, I'm not the best person to review something like in this form, or how can I put it this way? I'm not familiar with the Amiga at all, but to my recollection, this kind of does look like a controller for a console known as the Amiga CD32, which is a CD-based console, which never reached the States, and to my understanding, it did horrible. I mean, the Amiga CD32 did not do a good job, and that's why it failed. And I'm guessing this controller looks like this controller from the Amiga CD32. Yep. But overall, I mean, it's a lot better than its original. And of course, it being USB, so you could plug it into your PC or whatever and have yourselves a backup controller should any of your quote-unquote epic gamer controllers fail on you. Could serve as a backup. And now let's take a look. Oh, you didn't have to see that. Let's take a look at the mouse. Let's put the box to one side. There. If I could open the box. Ugh. Out you come. Out you go. There's an extra bit. Box goes you know where. There we go. So, I'm guessing this is the HDMI cable. And it is the HDMI cable. And is there any branding anywhere? Nope, it just says... doesn't even say anything. I was expecting to say HDMI, but I guess not. But just by looking at this, it's quite obvious HDMI. Yeah, no need to go any further than that. So, and here it is, the mouse, or the Amiga mouse. It's a good mouse. Got your two clicky buttons. No magic scroll wheel, or any scroll wheel of any type. No buttons on the side. You know, this is not one of those epic gamer mouses. You know, it's a standard mouse, and of course, it's an optical one. I was expecting the ones with the ball and stuff, but oh well, we haven't seen those in ages. And of course, this is also USB. So should your epic gamer mouse fail on you for some reason, or just manage to break it because you rage quit or whatever, this could also serve as a backup. Of course, it's not going to have all those functions as those epic gamer mouses, but hey, it'll do the job. I'm guessing it'll do the job. I mean, not bad. I mean, hey, it feels good in the hands. I mean, you could do your productive stuff with it. I'm okay with it. I could probably use this as a backup mouse should mine fail at any given point, but hey, that's all that for you. And now, the device itself. Yes, it's the A500. I almost said Amiga, but yes, it's the A500 Mini. Got non-functioning keyboard, because of course you need really chibi hands if this was to be functional, but there's that. And also I've spotted there's the A, and another A. I'm guessing that would be the equivalent to the Windows key from way back when, but again, I'm not the best person to review something like this, but oh well. So there's that. Nothing on either side other than you got the floppy drive, which is there for aesthetic purposes. You got power and drive. I'm guessing they're the LEDs for the one it's on, the other is some disk activity. Nothing on the other side. And on the back you got, I'm presuming this one's the power, and got ports galore, USB-C, HDMI, and 3 USB. So to my understanding is, before I explain, here's some size comparison with the C60. Oh, not. Failed everything. No. Don't fail on me now. We're doing a video. So anyway, let's compare this thing with the C64 Mini. And it's roughly about the same length, more or less. Obviously, the C64 Mini is thicker than this, but I'm guessing the original Commodore 64 was like that, and I'm guessing the Amiga 500 was also like that as well. So there's that. And what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the reason there's 3 USB ports is because on the original C64 Mini there was only 2. And the reason for that is you have a controller plugged in and you have another controller plugged in, and you plug in a full functioning keyboard, because if you were to unplug one, it'll probably send you back to the menu, which we will take a look at. And the reason I would understand why they would have to go this route, because so that we could plug in a keyboard and 2 controllers for ease of use, so you don't have to use the on-screen keyboard or such. But hey, well, there's that. I guess there's the sticker, of course. A nice brightly colored sticker on a silver background. And of course, input 5 volts, 1 amp, and all that stuff. And something I have noticed, UKCA. I have no idea what that means, but if anybody can figure that out, please do so in the comments. And of course, don't toss it in the bin and such. Very disappointing that there's no sad onion on this. That would make a certain YouTuber proud. Oh well. Well, I guess there's nothing left to do but to plug it in and turn it on, I guess. And probably explain what Amiga games look like for those who are not aware with Amiga games and such. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this in and turn it on, and we will look at this together.
I'm on the mic, so yeah. So upon turning it on, you get a very nice looking splash screen, similar to that to the trailers of Nintendo Switch games. And here's the menu, which is a very nice looking menu, similar to that of the C64 Mini, with some original music. I'm guessing that's original music. Who knows? Who cares? I've never heard it. Sounds very relaxing. Oh well. So as you scroll, you have these 25 games going left to right and such. Has very nice detailed description of the game and such. It tells you what controllers to use, whether it's the control pad or the mouse. And that's swings and roundabouts, I suppose. As we head to the options, you get a bevy of options. You have display options from fixed size, zoom and screen fit, and CRT effect. Who needs that? Nobody does. Got system options, which changes the sensitivity of the mouse, raise or lower the music, and the LED behavior, which is pretty much nothing special, but oh well, it's just a feature to have. Pick your language. I'll stick to the one I speak, thank you very much. And yeah, it's not Portuguese, it's Polish, I believe. The advanced options, you have TV settings from 50 to 60 Hertz. I'll stick to 60 Hertz, thank you very much. System info, you have the version, which is 1.1.1 as of making this video. Legal notices, if you want to read, but it's like a certain Mado, I can't read. And factory reset, which, yeah, let's not do that. We don't need to reset. So what do the games look like? Well, to be very simple, this is what Amiga games look like. Very colorful and very vibrant, needless to say. Controls are usually 1 to 2 buttons for some games. Graphics wise, I'm guessing it's some resolution I can't think of at the top of my head. And the music is very interesting to say. So, well, what could be said in terms of games? Well, it all depends on the games that are built in and such. Yep, and that's how you play pinball, I suppose. And here's one shmup, Project X, believe it or not. It's okay. I mean, when it comes to Amiga games, yeah. Again, I'm not the best person to describe Amiga games because I've never owned one, let alone played it. But hey, it's the first time for everything, I suppose. And we got ourselves some Zool, because why not? But yeah, in terms of the games, mostly they're usually in PAL, but of course, when it comes to PAL and NTSC, there's nothing wrong. I don't know what else to say in terms of that, but oh well. You have worms, going stupid and all that stuff. So what about that WHD load thing? Well, it's a nice feature to have. In order to access it or to be able to use it, you're gonna have to get the WHD load thing from its official website, put it onto an SD, yeah, put into a flash drive with some ROMs in it, and away you go. It's a very simple process, and from there you could play your game as you wish. With single games, single floppy disks, it's okay. With multiples, you have to go in order from 1 to 2, 2 and 2, and etc. And they have to be in ADF or LHA format, I believe. But as of version 1.1.1, it's an interesting feature and it does give you a free game. But oh well. Well, I mean, it's nice and intuitive, but I can't understand why it's a thing that's not built in. But well, uh, beggars can't be choosers, needless to say. But hey, at least we can do one thing, and that is, of course, play the Amiga version of Bubble Ghost. Because yes, we can play Bubble Ghost, the Amiga version. And after many attempts of trying to play this, I might as well just stick to the Game Boy version. So yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and finish off this review.
So, yeah, what do I think of this thing? Well, it's a very nice and interesting piece of computing technology of back then presented to us in the space year of the year 2022, and it's nice to see it in this form, much like the C64 Mini, because, yeah, it's not a bad device, I'll give it that. I mean, it's a very interesting thing, to say the least. I mean, being able to play Amiga games without the use of the actual Amiga, because to my understanding, those things are hard to come by, and on top of that, they were only released in in Europe mainly. But yeah, I like this thing. So, what about the games? As you've probably seen the footage, and of the 25 games I managed to get some enjoyment out of, I've managed to get some enjoyment out of Another World, or Out of This World, mainly because I've played the Genesis and I think the 3DO version I've played. And it's a good game overall, made by the same folks who made Flashback and such. Zool Ninja the Ninth Dimension, I've played the Genesis version, and it's pretty good. I'll give it that. Now, the Worms. I've played Worms, and it's good. The only ones I've played before this was Worms WMD and Worms Armageddon, so there's that. Pinball Dreams, of course, that's where it's at. It's very good, made by the same folks who developed the Battlefield series, but this was before Battlefield, obviously. Digital Illusions CE, or DICE rather. Simon the Sorcerer, it plays like a lot like one of those LucasArts games, I believe. One I can think of the top of my head is Secret of Monkey Island, and it's pretty good. The Sentinel, not so much. It's boring, I guess. I haven't got much enjoyment out of it, but oh well. Now, Alien Breed Special Edition 92, or Alien Breed 3D rather. It's okay, I guess. It's good. F-16 Combat Pilot. You pilot a F-16 pilot. Battle Chess. I've played the NES and 3DO versions, and not the Amiga until now, and pretty good. And I've also played ironically, the IBM version, or MS-DOS version rather, but Stunt Car Racer, how can I best describe it? Remember a game called Hard Driving or Race Driving? It's pretty much like that, only a bit different, I guess. Alien Breed, 3D shooter, much like Doom, I guess. That's the only way I could describe it. Dragon's Breath, not so much. Speedball 2 Brutal Deluxe, I'm guessing that's what it says. Yeah, it's all right. Not too bad. It's okay, at least. I've got some enjoyment out of it. Cadaver, not so much. The Chaos Engine, on the other hand, in America, it's known as Soldiers of Fortune for whatever reason. I played the Super Nintendo version as well as the Genesis, and it's all right. I've gotten enjoyment out of it. It's a good game. Now, California Games, on the other hand, it's very good. It's a good game. I mean, overall, I mean, played the NES, Master System, Genesis, and not so much. And oddly enough, the Atari 2600 version that I managed to have some enjoyment out of it. Yeah, the Amiga, good. Quack. Yes, Quack. Kind of ish like Bubble Bobble, needless to say, but it's alright. It's the best I could describe it. ATR, All Terrain Racing, it's alright. Paradroid 90, not so much. Kickoff 2, it's a soccer or football game. It's a bit of hit and miss. Titus, that Titus game, good thing he's been covered up, which is good. I didn't really enjoy it much. Lost Patrol, same thing. Arcade Pool, it's a snooker game. It's and not to my liking. Oh well. Project X Special Edition 92, 93, something like that. It's a good shmup. Plays a lot like Gradius, and it's all right. And Supercars 2, It's a top-down racer, much like games like what is it, Death Rally? Yeah, I had some enjoyment. It's all right, and yeah, that's pretty much that. So, one last look at the thing before I do this to the box. And there we go. So, one last look at the A500 Mini. Now, how much this thing costed me? Well, upon pre-order back in January, it was going for 157, I believe. And most of it was tax. So, right about 160. So, it's gonna be a tough sell for people of today, especially people in America who don't know much about the Amiga in general. I mean, after all, I didn't make it over here, and even if it did, it wouldn't be much of a success gaming wise. I mean, you got these YouTubers such as this 8-bit guy and this Prime guy, I believe, and some game reviewer of the lazy type, who probably got their hands on it already and done a review of it. I mean, nothing wrong with that, but I mean, hey, they got their hands on it first, and I barely getting my hands on it, and I think it's a good piece of gaming technology and computing technology rather. But my only reservation in terms of games, again, I keep saying this, I'm not the best person to review this, but as far as the games on this thing, where's Shadow of the Beast 1 and 2? I mean, that's a good game overall. I mean, it came out on the Amiga first before it got ported to the Genesis and such. And, I mean, I don't see it on here. I mean, Lemmings is not on here. Both Lemmings 1 and 2. And what's that other game? Starts with an L. It was known as The Legend of Galahad on the Genesis. I think it was called, starts with an L. Leander. It's John Burton's first game. It's not even on here as well. There's so many games that could have been on here, but it's, to my understanding, it has something to do with the licensing issue, which I can understand some games not being on here because of that. But there should have been some games that are on here that actually defied the Amiga, and they're not on here because, again, licensing. But oh well, what are you gonna do? One thing I will do though is put this up next to the C64 Mini and be a collector's piece rather. And I mean, if Retro Games, the guys behind this, and the C64 Mini keep doing this, it'd be nice to see something like, I don't know, like the Atari ST Mini or the ZX Spectrum Mini, probably, or at the very least, if you want to please, American computer users of back then, could probably be the TRS 80 Mini and the IBM PC Junior Mini. That would be nice, but only time will tell if these guys will do some good stuff and whatnot. But anyway, I think that'll wrap it up here. I mean, again, I was excited to get this. I mean, I will admit, I'm not the best person to review something like this, but at least I got that out of the way. So there's that. So anyway, is it worth getting? At 150 something, probably wait till the price drops down if you're into this sort of thing. But other than that, I would say just skip it and just do emulation or something. I don't know. But other than that, yeah, that'll do it for me right here. So yeah, just stay tuned for the next DRS video. Hopefully I'll upload it on Sunday as opposed to Monday or Tuesday like I did, because, you know, got Memorial Day and the fact that I haven't been to a convention in years, so there's that. So oh well. So yeah, again, that'll do it. So until then, take care. I'll see you on the next one, and until then, see ya. Oh, one other thing before I finish off. I finally have another channel which is called RHM Extras, which is a secondary channel to my primary, and that will have some cut footage, some behind the scenes footage, or some stuff that probably won't make it to the main channel. So yeah, go ahead and do check that out. It's RHM Extras. I'll leave the link in the video description down here. So yeah, go ahead and check that out. So there's that. Anyway, I'm off now. Later.